G'day, how you going? Poem time, and I'm doing a bit of this lately. I want to give you today the Highwayman. The Highwayman was written back in 1995, and actually in that year won the Banjo Patterson Award for Poetry from the Cambden Festival. Anyway, it goes like this. I thought the days of Highwaymen were over long years past. The moonlights and the Kellys long since dead. Their cry, stand and deliver, would make a heartbeat fast. Eyes above a pistol would fill the soul with dread. I thought those days of highwaymen were only history's tales, emblazoned as we'd often heard them told. Drifting once again as I walked the wild bush trails, reliving in my daydreams scenes of villains, strong and bold. Camping by a disused mine, Australia's rugged heart, the starlight and the moon my only friends, I felt another's presence so close it made me start. The pounding in my belly made me fear my life would end. The warning, stand your ground, young friend. What brings you to this place? Where are you from? And if you please, your name. If your story tickles me, then you can stay, with grace. The air about him stirred as if he'd often played this game. I found my voice somewhere, answered best I could, with little but a stutter here and there. It must have satisfied him. He approached, paused, stood. As he moved about, I could but hold my breath and stare. At first, this mountain simply held me with his eyes. And then I saw the pistol in his hand. It wavered for a moment. He dropped it to his side and smiled a smile as broad as this fair land. My strength returned slowly. I asked him if he'd sit, stay a while, share a pot of tea. He moved his bulk to fireside, gave a hearty spit, then said, I suppose you're wondering just who your guest might be. My story goes a good way back. I've rode this land for years, partaking of the wealthy passers-by, relieving them of gold or other things that might be spare, riding off with thank you and a winking of my eye. Across the way some acres I squatted on years back, soon as I got me leave in Sydney town. About 100 acres, a cosy little shack, not much, but then it's mine, boy, all men must have their ground. The stranger then related in a language hardly used, bold tales as if they'd happened yesterday, of conquests, of losses, to shock and to amuse. We even sang, in harmony, the shores of Botany Bay. He spoke of horse and carriage, of sailing ship and steam, of how Ben Hall had one time been his host. It hit me like a bolt then. This was not some crazy dream. I'm sitting here politely, sharing supper with a ghost. So now, his visit over, he looks toward the east. Sadness placed a shadow in his eyes. He said no more. I noticed his mouth in smile was creased. A wink, then he walked off as the sun began to rise. So here I sit, enchanted. The birds make morning sounds. Try to take in all I'd seen this night. Was I mad? Had he been here sitting with me on the ground? If he had, what made me stay and not run off in fright? I gathered my possessions. A kookaburra laughed. I saw his point as on the road I pushed. Then came to the conclusion that the highwayman's bold heart had simply stayed, like many others, in our wild, lovely bush. Good on yous. Catch you next time.